2020. We have a great run coming up now. We are doing Legend of Mana Any Percent for the PS1 by therpgchick, founder of the RPG Valkyries, and on commentary, we'll be joined by Sim.
Hello, thank you.
Hi, I'm here, all you lovely chat peoples, and before I start this run, can I just say, holy shnikes, we are over $8,000 and it's Tuesday.
Yeah, the support's crazy. Definitely hyped though for this run too.
Alright, so from what I hear from Pidge is that Fairy Percent is gonna be the route that we're gonna do. So which character am I using? Am I using the lady or the gentleman?
The lady.
Okay. So we're gonna start with the two-handed sword. And what is the winning name?
The winning name was Echo, capital E, lowercase everything else, and yeah, Echo.
E-C-H-O?
That's right.
Okie dokie. Thank you for donating for that name. It's very awesome. Yeah, the lady is my preferred as well. The aesthetic is very Valkyrie and very fitting for this marathon. Okay, so I think I'm ready to go here. I have the right map.
Yep, looks like you're in place.
Okay, so I'm gonna get us started. Unfortunately, Pidge is as loud as I can make her. I'm sorry. I have her turned all the way up.
Yeah, I'm also as close to my microphone as I can possibly get.
Alright, in 3, 2, 1, boop, let's go. So, for those of you who have never seen Legend of Mana before, essentially, it's kind of its own little standalone game. Of course, it has mana, it has the mana tree, it has the mana sprites, spirits, rather, but it kind of does its own stuff, like this map right here, which is not something any of the other Mana games have, and how we arrange the map and the part of it that we chose at the beginning of the run is also going to be fairly important for this particular route, and every route kind of has its own little map choice and how the artifacts are placed.
Yeah, it's gonna be nice that the fairy story arc was unlocked here. I think I really enjoy this one. We get to see a lot more areas that we would than in the Dragon Percent. And it's a nice story, so I'm looking forward to this one. So good choice out there. That's donated towards it.
Yeah, it is a little sadder than the Dragon storyline, but I think it's still really heckin' good. So
yeah, this is one of the runs where there's not a lot of menuing or level grinding, etc. So it's actually a really nice speedrun to get into as well. Any of the story arcs are really nice to get into.
yeah, just a little bit out of it, just a little bit. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to be equipping the lunge and the spin skills as well as an ST. And the way that you kind of gain new skills and new special techniques in this game is based upon what you have equipped at any given time and how many battles you fight with them. So we're basically equipping skills so that we get other ones that are more useful down the line.
Yeah, we start with the two-handed sword. It's going to carry us through a couple of early fights.
Yep, and we're also going to get our first look at the artifacts. So we already placed the home in the center there, kind of in the center, and we got our first artifact, which is the color blocks, which gives us the town of Domina. And in Domina, we're going to pick up our first companion, and we're going to be kind of starting our first couple of quests.
The music in this game is beautiful, the animation, the artwork, it's just a sight to behold and to hear. It's great.
The best thing about this run is that I don't have to grind for the Brave Blade.
Yeah, there's usually some RNG grinds in the Dragon story or percent, and it can lose, sometimes 5 minutes. Not have to deal with that.
But this is Elazul. In Dragon Percent, Elazul would be your first companion, but here, we're gonna ditch him.
Thank goodness. That's the other good thing about this.
So at first we're gonna offer to go with him so that we can get the artifact from this little fairy girl here. But when we go up to the next part of town, we are gonna ditch him for Nicolo, the bunny merchant that you saw walk out of the bar beforehand. And Nicolo is a much better partner because Elazul has a terrible AI.
Just flat out useless, basically.
So in the course of getting the artifact and in the course of getting Nicolo, we're kind of starting 2 different quests at the same time, but we are going to tend to the egg artifact that we got first, once I can get out of this town. First, we have to tell Elazul to go away.
There you go.
But just to finish this off, so Nicolo has an artifact for this interesting teapot lady that is literally a living, breathing teapot, which is going to take us into the second quest, technically. But Tipo will come back later on, and we'll see her again. But she is a very, she's a very strange teapot. She's. I wish she was Mrs. Potts, but she's so much worse. There are a lot of interesting creatures in this game if you've never seen it before, so...
Yeah, it's gonna range from cute to completely hellish, and...
So the Mekiev Caves are going to be the first dungeon that we go through. Technically, this quest is done with Elazul because it is a Jumi quest. Well, kind of a Jumi quest. But, well, we ditched Elazul, so we're going to do it with Nick instead.
Yeah, Jumi's usually like the first main arc.
Oh, heck. I didn't talk to you. I was trying to run. Go away.
Onion heads. Go away.
Well, you just got extra content. You're welcome, chat.
Well done.
Darn it, Wells! I saw that.
Oh, well. Wells is early with that. I'm gonna need another reminder later.
Do you want to talk about power cancels?
Combat in this game is pretty straightforward. I mean, you can whack at the enemies, and if you do a normal attack, it's going to do a combo. However, if you do your power attack, when you hit if you hit a ST that isn't equipped, it'll get a little like error sound, but it'll also immediately cancel your power attack animation, allowing you to do another power attack immediately after. So we're going to be repeatedly doing power attack cancels, and as you can see, therpgchick just constantly doing the main attack, one right after the other, no animation. That's pretty much the main combat. There's a couple of later on, like counter-attack, counter-strike scenarios that we're going to be using as well. But you also get to hear the sound of the error sound every time an ST cancel, power cancel is done.
Yeah, I'll be doing jump cancels as well to kind of save my hands a bit. There are some situations where power cancels are better. There are some situations where jump cancels are better. So it kind of depends on what you're fighting a little bit. And I'm also attempting to do the wiggle walk as best I can. So the wiggle walk basically, by jiggling the joystick back and forth, essentially it allows you to run a little bit faster than you normally would. Get out of my way.
Or into NPCs, it's fine.
It's very important, at least on the battlefield, because typically the battlefield walking is a little bit slow.
So first boss, again, you want to get the boss trapped over to the side, and then you're going to be basically timing STs at this point. Kind of counter ST. So Nicolo's ST kind of pointless there, but therpgchick getting well-timed ST. And basically the boss is just stunned, so now just power cancels. Finish it off pretty quick.
If he would stop kicking me off to the side anyway. I don't have a ST to use. But yeah, anytime we say ST, we're basically talking about a special technique, so... Stop kicking me!
Snowman.
Well, this is very helpful, Nick, thank you.
Very festive, at least.
But yeah, essentially, anytime the boss... that was a little early. Anytime the boss casts a special technique, you want to try to do it so that, number one, you have invincibility frames while you're casting your own, and hopefully, by the time they're done, you can catch them.
One hit away.
Yeah, that was very unlucky. There we go.
Yeah. Like, the STs take time and animation. I mean, there's a lot of optimization that goes into this run, and little things like, oh, the enemy had to do another ST. You know, that's the kind of things that take time. Yeah,
and unfortunately, you know, whether they do an ST or not is 100% RNG, so you have no control over that. RNG, and in my speedrun, and an RPG speedrun, that never happens.
No way.
So we found Pearl. Elazul comes and is happy that we found Pearl and thinks that we did something bad to her, but nope, we have no idea what a core is. We don't know what you're talking about. How dare you even accuse me of trying to hurt Pearl's core? And that'll be the last we see of Pearl and Elazul, except that Pearl will be randomly standing in the road for some reason.
Blush.
Alright, so now we're going to do a little bit, the only weapon grind that we have to do in this particular run. So I'm going to go back into the Mekhiv caves. We're going to go down to the bottom, and we're going to try to get an axe drop. Hopefully, we will get an earth splitter, but we'll take whatever axe drops first.
Yeah, a little goblin grind here. Not too bad, though.
Much better with Nicolo with you, because you actually kind of have to... because you actually get the extra attacks on the goblins. It's not just you, so that is kind of nice if Nicolo actually, you know, attacks anything when he does.
He's getting some hits in. No drop there though. Looking for a bag. Any bag.
Any bag. Yes, we got a bag, and we got an earth splitter. Wow,
nice.
That was
nice.
Super lucky. So there are two swords that can drop here. The Earth Splitter is one of them. The Black Elk is the other. So they both have pros and cons. The Earth Splitter is a stronger weapon, so it does a little bit more damage. But the Black Elk is a little bit faster, so you can move a little bit quicker with it and recover when, if and when you mess up cancels. And I'm gonna start doing jump cancels because it is much less painful on my hands.
Yeah, which looks cool too. You get a little extra combo, like a kind of swinging uppercut there. So it's fun.
Yeah, you also get a little bit extra damage with the jump cancel instead, because you're kind of getting that second hit. Of course, it still has to be lined up. And that is one of the worst things about this game, is trying to line up your attacks with flying creatures ever at any time.
Yeah, it's like the shadow is kind of a suggestion, and then forget it. Oh, and the other thing in battles, you do have to pick up all the crystals all those yummy crystals and the coins before you can actually move on.
Yes.
They will disappear eventually, but the sooner you can pick them up, the faster. That's how it is.
Delicious experience crystals, as my community knows.
Yes.
So we're finally going to place the wheel that Nick gave us, and we're finally going to finish the quest that he originally started us on, so that we can get rid of him and move on to the next things that we have to do.
Luan Highway.
So the highway is pretty straightforward. We're essentially just going in there and going through to get rid of some bandits, and that's about it. So, Pidge, if you have anything that you would like to talk about, or donations, go ahead.
Absolutely, thank you. We have a $10 donation for our very own Margaret Ann that says, I feel like I've been dragging all day, needing gallons of coffee to keep me going. Putting on some pixie wings would be very nice. Thank you, Margie.
That was fabulous. Thank you, Margie.
We have $5 from the Iceburner that says, Go RPG Chick. Always fun to see you run Legend of Mana. And we have $1 donation from Tempest Mask 1000 from the Gauntlet Run that said, Hey all, first time watcher, first time donator, host, and eventually runner. I'd love to see these for another marathon someday soon, but I'm gonna make this donation simple since we have Legend of Mana coming up. Name the character after one of the Valkyries, please. But unfortunately, didn't beat the option that was in the lead at the start of the run, but still very much appreciated. Thank you very much, Tempest Mask.
Yeah, just remember, chat, every dollar counts. It counts a heck of a lot.
That's right. Every single dollar goes towards Take This. And Take This's vision is for game communities to welcome and support people experiencing mental health challenges, as well as to recognize the humanity and mental health of game creators. For more information about them, please visit takethis.org. And additionally, every donation that you make enters you into a prize draw. There is no minimum prize draw entry donation amount, and you can win all sorts of great prizes like Perlers by Kind Nerdy Housewife, Sailor Moon Magical Accessories by Nest, a Paladin Cecil Pendant by Maggie the Cat. So many awesome things. If you type !prizes in the chat, you can see all the wonderful things you can win. So get those donations in, and let's keep working to raise money for Take This.
Thank you, Pidge.
Yeah, so real quick there too, we just equipped the next skill, which is counterattack, and then a couple of different STs now that we have the Earth Splitter. That's going to come into play later on. First we come up to this boss, Mantis Hand, pretty quick.
Nick, don't knock him back. Thank you. Nick has this really bad habit of knocking back the Mantis Ants when I don't want him to. And it slows down my fight a lot when he does that. I see you. Stay away from my delicious experience crystals, Nick. They're mine.
Those coins got really far.
It always happens. Every single time now. The coins go like flying off to the right-hand side, and I don't know why. So Nick, quote-unquote, rewards us with some really crummy items and some good artifacts. And then he runs away. Telling us to smile. Go away, Nick. We don't like you very much.
It's gonna get alone as the run goes on. It's nice to have a companion for a little while, at least.
Yeah, there is not, unlike Dragon Percent, where you can pick up a companion or so, there's not much of that in this run. So we'll have people that kind of skip in and out for very, very brief amounts of time, but no constant companion like we have with Gory in Dragon Percent. So with the artifacts, the order I'm putting them down in is number one, because I need them, and because they're kind of in close proximity to each other, so it makes it a little bit easier to get around the map. Additionally, by the end of the game, in order to access the mana tree, you do have to have 18 artifacts down on your map. So placement is kind of important because there are certain ones that cannot be placed in certain areas, like the desert or like Polpata Harbor. So coming into the Gato Grottos, we get a very silly Jumi quest. Well, kind of a Jumi quest again. And this time it has to do with this 6 Sproutling who's got I forget the name of the bug. He's got like this little pill bug basically on him. And this nun is trying to help this little Sproutling, but the Sproutling is like, no, it hurts too much. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't pull the bug off. So there's going to be a lot of back and forth with trying to help this Sproutling, the tight taco bug. Thank you, Audibit. Thank you. But apparently the bug is also medicine, and that red-haired dude that we just passed, who is also a Jumi, Popo bug. Oh, okay. Popo bug. There we go. But it apparently can cure stuff, and the nun is like, oh yeah, that guy needs it, so maybe I should take it off and give it to him, or maybe he should go take it off.
I just know this part as running back and forth.
It is a lot of back and forth. Taco bug, I don't know how much I'd want a taco bug, but it might be tasty, I don't know. Oh yeah, the taco bug is the trash that Nick gives you, is true. The notes for this part are literally like, watch the hilarity that ensues, kind of as the Sproutling is just running back and forth and back and forth. And it's glorious. It's just a very silly little event, but there are, so even though not every event that we do has to do with the actual fairy storyline, there are events that have to be done in order to unlock other events or other artifacts, so this just happens to be one of them. Now we're gonna go back the other way, where somehow the nun and the red-haired dude, Mr. Rubens, are here with the Sproutling. That nun is very fast. By the way, chat, I wanted to thank you all for the good luck you've been wishing me. So yeah, you can see there's Rubens' core. He is indeed a Jumi. The nun is trying to prod him into taking the Popo bug off of the Sproutling, but Mr. Rubens kind of feels bad. He's like, I don't want to hurt the Sproutling. And the nun is not very happy about this. She's not a very good nun. So we're gonna go back to the sanctuary one more time. No, it's true. None of these nuns are very nice. None too good, Rocco. Don't ever change. And here we get introduced to the not-so-great mouse detective.
Always puff and smooth.
Yeah, he will do this a lot over the course of the next few scenes. But the nun isn't dead or anything. She just, the Sproutling just kind of bumped into her and she fell, and she's okay. I promise. I promise. The mediocre mouse detective is good too, yeah. And one more time, back to this side.
Yeah, one more time.
And we still see Rubens and the nun talking, but basically, the nun is kind of chastising him for not wanting to hurt the Sproutling and saving his sweetheart, who has apparently been turned to stone, but Jumi stuff. Sorry, I don't remember a lot of Jumi stuff anymore. It's been way, way, way too long. So she, well, not good things are happening to Rubens right now. This nun is definitely very, very, very mean. And she even takes his core, which is very not good for any Jumi. And when the mouse detective comes in, we kind of find out that he's, I mean, you found out a little bit in the last scene, but he's chasing this Jumi hunter called Sandra, I believe? Yeah, Sandra. And so essentially she's kind of been going around and killing Jumi, and she is struck again. Am I doing the Jumi route? No, we are doing fairy percent today. RPGC will be learning Jumi later next month, though. So with Sandra gone and Ruben's unfortunately deceased, the mediocre mouse detective is going to ask us for our help in catching Sandra. And he's gonna send us to the outskirts of town to see if we can catch her. So basically, this is just going to be me going through back through the town and going through the dungeon to get to where Sandra ended up. So, Pidge, if you got anything else to say, this is a good time.
Absolutely. We have a $5 donation from Racodactylus that says goes to Runner's Choice, and in fact, I never asked you what that was.
Oh heck. Have both Puppy Cam's incentives been met, or is the second one still not met?
Let me have a look at that.
Because I think we met the one for the next run, but I don't know if we met the big dog cam.
Yes, the one for Gargoyle's Quest has been run, but the Newtopia one has not.
Okay, so let's put it towards that, because we need to see both of those very adorable doggos.
Okay, I will take care of that. Alright, and we have a $50 donation from Professor Palmer that says, the Wiggle game.
Darn it, Palmer!
Incidentally, Palmer, if you have an idea of what incentive you'd like to put that towards, let us know in the chat.
It's kind of, so there's kind of a story behind that. So, when we were talking about questing for glory and we were picking the games and Palmer's like, yeah, I ran this, you do the wiggle walk. I'm like, I don't even know what you're talking about. So it's only in the last couple of weeks that I actually learned how the wiggle walk works for this run, and it's thanks to Palmer, so. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. But yeah, so Sandra got away. The Sproutling is all better now, and the mediocre mouse detective is not happy. And now we leave the Jumis behind, and we move on to other things like penguins. How do you like penguins, chat? I like penguins. I think they're pretty cute.
It's one of my favorite areas too. Lake Kilma is beautiful.
It is really pretty.
I like the boss here too. The boss is really cool.
The only bad thing about the boss is it thinks it's Hitodama. But yeah, these are the Penguin Pirates, led by their walrus captain. And the Penguin Pirates, they're full of puns, and they're fantastic.
Can I just take a moment to shout out the raid we just got?
Oh, absolutely.
Awesome, thank you. Welcome to Randomania. Everybody from the Randomania stream, thank you so much for the raid. For those of you that are not familiar with Speedrun Ragnarok, we are doing that all throughout this week up until we're finishing this Saturday. And we're raising funds as part of our annual marathon to benefit Take This. And Take This is a mental health nonprofit, and their main mission is to inform the gaming community about mental health issues, provide education on different disorders and prevention techniques, and reduce the overall stigma around mental illness. And if you'd like more information about them, please visit takethis.org. And so we've raised over $8,000 toward our current $10,000 goal. And there's lots of fabulous prizes that you can win if you donate. If you can type !prizes to check them out. And there is no minimum donation amount that can enter you into those prize draws. So please enjoy the stream and please check out what Take This is working on.
Thank you, Pidge. So, essentially you can see the penguins have kind of been turned to stone. And we run into this this very wise turtle who's like, oh, you can see the fairies, right? Yeah, I can totally see the fairies. And he does us the favor of actually casting the magic so that we can see the fairies. So this is one of those things that's not necessarily a fairy quest, but is absolutely necessary to kind of get it going. And these spiny caps are the bane of my existence. I just want chat to know that.
Yeah, here we are. I mean, no partner now, so all the combat is done strictly by one character. Gotta chase down all the crystals.
Yeah, that at least that's the good thing about getting the Earth Splitter, because the Earth Splitter can do a little bit more damage. It's not without a partner.
Yeah, I think your current PV had a black elk, so...
I think it did, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, here is just some very silly banter between the penguins and their captain. And they're telling the captain he's basically got to be more like a pirate. He's got to be a little bit more ruthless. And then they tell a very silly pun about the sea and see how it is. And then yeah, the captain apparently doesn't like their puns. He's silly. Who does not like puns? How can you not like puns?
There's some really good ones too. I'm not good at them.
I'm not good at them, but really I do enjoy them.
Yeah. There's so many clever people out there. It's awesome.
So you can technically take the upper route or the lower route there. The amount of screens is a little bit different, but so is the amount of enemies. So I take the lower route just to kind of avoid a little bit of soft lock. Because the Shriekers are really, really good at stun locking me.
Oh, here we're trying to use the counterattack too. So you lower an attack and then you immediately fight back. You get like a one-hit kill.
Yeah, Counter-Strike is fantastic, especially with the Earth Splitter, because it just does, as Sin said, one hit and they're done. So we actually come across one of the fairies, who it seems might have been the one helping to turn these penguins to stone. And our turtle sage is like, oh, this doesn't look very good. This might be a bad situation.
Penguins.
Penguins?
Oh, I love it.
That's fantastic. So yeah, their captain is now turned to stone, and they're basically trying to tell the turtle to do something about it. And he's like, well, you know, there's kind of a monster here in charge of this place. And he basically tells them that, and as he's walking across the screen, the monster stretches all the way from that area where he's walked off to this other side of the screen where he's walking towards. And the penguins kind of freak out a little bit. It does, Candy Meteor, it does. So the turtle's like, yeah, we're gonna call out the monster. Go after your captain. And now it's our turn to take over and defeat the Gorgonai. Let's see how many times the Gorgonai is gonna teleport. So definitely not as big as the turtle made it out to be, but still kind of a pain in the butt.
Good position.
Where are you?
Far.
Where are you going? It's trying to escape. Can I not be paralyzed anymore? Thank you. The status effects lapsed a long time, unfortunately.
Yeah, I was pretty cornered at this point, I think.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. That depth scream can be a little bad, though, sometimes. But yeah, with the Gorgonite dead, the penguins are, and their captain are all rescued. And essentially, they're like telling the captain and the turtle to climb up their backs. It's not going well.
The penguin ladder, it's so weird.
Alright, so we're gonna place a couple more artifacts. They're trying! They're trying!
Mendus Ruins. Get a little jungle action.
Yeah, the Mendus Runes is gonna be the last, well, except for one other encounter with Nick, it's pretty much gonna be the last non-fairy storyline thing for a while. But as we go into the Mendus Ruins, we're gonna run into Tipo again, and she is gonna be in big trouble. No, it is a Mana game through and through. I understand what you're saying, though. It's not the first time I've heard that it seems similar to a Saga game. But it is a Mana game through and through. Can you please stop paralyzing me? Thank you.
Playing through this game, though, I always just remember somehow getting through it. Like, I couldn't quite remember how I got through it. Like, all these events that happen, but you somehow make it to the end.
Yeah.
It's just fun to experience.
Playing the game casually is a little brutal. There are, outside of the dragon storyline, which is really, really straightforward, there are a lot of really arbitrary ways to trigger different story events and NPC triggers and things like that. But because like some of them depend on the artifacts you have, some of them depend on other stuff you've done, some of them depend on how much mana you have at the time. It's a lot.
Oh, here are all the flowerlings.
So the flowerlings are essentially opening different gates in the previous screen. This one right here. You're gonna be in my way, aren't you? Get out of my way. Always with the flowerlings, always. But yeah, when people play casually, I tend to see them usually get into the dragon storyline just because, like I said, it's much more straightforward and it kind of tells you exactly where you need to go and what you need to do. This one is a little bit more arbitrary, in all honesty. But we're essentially opening doors back and forth so that we can get to the underground part of that ruin we walked through. Yeah, these are all flowerlings, which I think are just older sproutlings, right? I think they are.
Yeah, I think so.
So we're gonna go talk to the flowerlings over here one more time, open the other side, and go back to that little temple pyramid thing.
And the other nice thing about the run is we don't have to worry about treasure chests and getting a bunch of extra things here.
Yeah, you can definitely do all three storylines, and it is an actual category to do all three storylines. But of course, you know, you have to be very specific about how things get placed and all that jazz.
You do miss out on Little Cactus though, which is always disappointing.
Yeah, chat's always very sad when I don't talk to Little Cactus. I'm like, that's not part of it. That's not how it works. Stop hitting me.
Succubus.
Succubus unlock! Heck!
What the heck?
Yeah, this is where Little Cactus originated from, so... so when you see him in Trials of Mana Remake, this is where he came from. Alright, so now we're gonna come up on Tipo, who is gonna be in quite the predicament. Apparently she's wandered into this vampire's lair. She doesn't really know how she got here. She's very confused. And now the vampire is going to attack us. And Tipo's just gonna bounce out. She's just gonna bounce.
I mean, I'm not gonna stick around for the blood sucking, so, you know.
And the vampire has the nerve to complain that first she got a magical water pot and then a disgusting human. Well, gee, excuse me.
Yeah, here, I mean, having the Earth Splitter's kind of nice because you can counterattack if possible, but...
And she moves around a lot, though, which is very annoying. So this is one of the situations where power cancel is a little bit better because it doesn't allow her to move around as much. Typically, when you have bosses that tend to move around a lot, like flying bosses like her, power cancel is better than the jump cancel, despite the extra damage jump cancel can do.
Nice fights.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. And then we leave this nice little scene with Tipo's little onion knight friend. It's like, oh yeah, we'll go on another adventure soon. And she's like, nope, I'm done. I'm done.
Tipo.
And now it's time for some jungle madness. So, slight little side quest here to unlock some fairy stuff is, we have the hunting Ducates, Ducati, I don't know how the heck you're supposed to say that, but we're hunting wild animals, basically, in this jungle. And, Mr. Peabody here, who these two are calling Mr. Fuddy Duddy, he's employed them to go after the wild animal. He's like, I'll pay you and you'll get essentially a portion of your debt reduced if you catch it. Yes, Peabody. he does have a little bit of a lisp.
So cute though. And I'm on Team Ducati. But I usually get things wrong for pronunciation, so who knows?
Okay, so this jungle is, by the way, a very huge maze. This was probably the last place I learned how to kind of get my way through when doing this run. Spiny Cat, are you making a jerk of yourself again? We talked about this.
Yeah, sometimes it's really hard to see where there's an exit or entrance on a screen. Because the artwork is so detailed.
Yeah. So we run into Selkie, and Selkie's like, I'm gonna cast a spell on you so you don't get lost. And we're like, hey, thanks, Selkie, you're awesome. So essentially what I'm going to be doing is making my way through the jungle to go hunt the Ducati. And I went the wrong way, but that's okay because it's going to lead us around to the right way.
There's gonna be situations where you're teleported back to the beginning.
Oh yeah. So essentially, we're going to encounter these two a couple of times. We just saw one of them there. Here he is. He's like, something's over this way. And we follow him over here, and we find Skippy over here too. And they're like, well, haven't really found anything. And the big guy's like, oh, I'm gonna beat you to it. And Skippy's like, don't go that way. That's not a good idea. Essentially, that way is Fairy's territory, and we're gonna go there ourselves because it's gonna unlock some stuff later on. But we're gonna talk to this big dude here, because this big dude is another one of the wisdoms. He's like, oh, please hunt down the Ducati, because he's been causing some trouble lately. So, Fairy Forest, we're not allowed to enter. We get teleported back to the start, but that's okay, because it unlocks fairy stuff. And we need lots of fairy stuff. So we encounter Skippy. He's like, I haven't really seen anything, but why don't we work together? And then we're going to come across, I think his name is Humphrey on the next screen. And we're going to basically make the same deal with him. We're going to work together with him as well. Not really, but yes, I guess, because we don't actually work together with them. Skippy, where are you going? Stop it. Come back here.
Skippy's got the stutter walk, you got the wiggle walk. I mean, I don't know.
Skippy's kind of a jerk when it comes to actually times when you need to speak to him on the screen. He'll stand right in front of save statues. He'll stand just off screen so that you can't actually speak to him and you'll end up screen transitioning. Yeah, Skippy's kind of a jerk. Uh-oh, zombies times. No! Tomato Man, no, don't do it! No, he ate my head! Tomato Man's always eating my head. It's not good.
Yeah, really adorable though, like...
No, stop eating my head! It's not tasty! Really? All of that and
Nice
you
chocolate.
gave me chocolate? There we go. Okay. That Tomato Man is not going to eat my head. If I don't want the chocolate, you want the chocolate, you're more than welcome to it. So you can't actually use recovery items in battle in this game. So the only chance of getting recovery items is if the monsters just happen to drop them and you're still in combat. If you're not in combat anymore, it doesn't matter because you get a free health refill every single time you stop battle, which is actually kind of nice. Alright.
Yeah, and if you were to actually fall in battle, you just have to restart the fight. It's pretty convenient.
Yes, it's very Mystic Quest that way, and it makes me happy. Alright, so here we have the Ducati.
Might look familiar from the first cave. So quick jump cancels. Going only missed one. That was perfect.
That was pretty good. He didn't even ST me. The Black Elk, like I said, it's a little bit faster, so it's usually pretty easy to stunlock the Ducati with the Black Elk. But usually, since the Earth Splitter is a little bit slower, usually he does get off one ST, but we got kind of lucky there, so.
That was clean. I like it.
So, Mr. Peabody thanks us for our cooperation. He gives us 500 lucre, and he thanks us. And we leave Skippy and Humphrey behind.
Was that routed in because of the lucre? I know you need quite a bit, but I wasn't sure. That's just part of it. Just lucky.
You cannot unlock the second part of the jungle unless you do the first one. I mean, so you can respawn something different to Mr. Peabody, technically, and I don't think he pays you, but it's the first choice, so you might as well mash anyway. The amount that you need for the sword, you usually have more than enough. Alright. So we're gonna come back in here, and this time we're gonna hunt some fairies. Come on, zombies. Thank you. The zombies are, big jerks. No squish. There we go. Okay.
I just thought they're praising you.
I mean, that would be great if that was actually the case, but... So Selkie once again comes and casts a spell on us, so we won't get lost. But we're gonna go to that same area we saw before, assuming that these zombies don't kill me outright, because these are very dangerous zombies. And she's essentially going to enlist our help in figuring out what the heck is going on with the fairies, because something's been going on with them lately.
This is the fairy route. You are quite edible today.
I apparently am. I don't think that's a good thing. But yeah, so as we come up here, we actually... Yeah, so there's Selkie. She's like, hey, you know, I'll get rid of this evil spell that's cast on you if you do me a favor. So please go check on the fairies, and thanks. So now we can actually enter this area without being ousted. But we're coming across another injured nun. There's a lot of them in this run. And we're also going to be introduced to Ethgad for the first time as the fairies talk bad things about Erwin's love interest. And we'll meet Erwin later on as well.
The great war between the fairies and the humans.
So that's Ethgad. He's a jerk. And we're gonna ignore him for the time being. Come on. Thank you. Sometimes the zombies cooperate and sometimes they don't. These Marlboros are absolutely adorable for Marlboros, considering what they look like in Final Fantasy.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if their breath is as bad either.
It's not. Not even close. Come on. Thank you. Are the nuns human? I believe they are. So we come across this dude, he's like, humans shouldn't be here. Well, I'm here. Deal with it.
Boss is actually called the Punk Master?
Yeah, I think so. So I was absolutely trying to get the Punk Master off to the side of the screen so it would be a little bit easier to power cancel on him.
Yeah, that went well.
So the wisdom seems to have fallen asleep, and Selkie's like, oh, well, whatever. It is what it is. There isn't anything that we can do, I guess.
Yeah, the only farming we had to do was the Black Elf or Earth Splitter in the beginning with the goblins on this route.
Thank goodness. No, no farming whatsoever, Nezio Squid. The only run where you get any of that stuff is the all events run, which is long and a little bit painful. But yeah, if you're playing it casually, there are a lot of missable quests. So here is Diana, and she is a friend of the head nun, which we're gonna meet now. This music is like one of my favorite in the game.
The Dreamweaver room. Well, I like this room too.
Yeah. So we see Escat again talking to the head nun, whose name is Matilda, and she has aged a lot in the last 10 years. Because you can see her portrait, she kind of looks like an old granny, but she's really not much older than Escat actually is. And so Escat is basically warning Matilda to beware of Erwin, who seems to have something to do with why the fairies are kind of going a little haywire. Look, another nun who's been injured. I told you, there's a lot of them in this run. So as we come outside, suddenly we find that Matilda is being kidnapped. I guess teleportation? I'm not really sure how they got past us, but whatever. Storyline things. But yeah, so we're going to go back to the outskirts of town where we were chasing after Sandra before, so that we can go and help save Matilda. And thankfully, we don't actually have to go through the whole dungeon, because essentially by talking to Diana here, she's going to lead us to exactly where the steps to where Matilda was taken are. It's a very nice time save not to have to go through the entire dungeon again. And Diana will be our partner for this boss fight, and she's okay-ish, kinda, sorta. Not the greatest, but she's okay. So the nuns come and take Matilda back, and we find out that the nun who kidnapped her, quote-unquote nun, is actually a Spriggan, and we have to fight the Spriggan. The Spriggan is a big jerk, too.
Spriggans, yeah.
There are a lot of boss fights in this particular run compared to Dragon that just move all over the place, and they are a big pain in the butt to hit, and Spriggan is definitely one of those. Alright, what ST are you casting?
Anna's really trying there. Oh,
she is. Not doing her much good, though. Ow. Don't do that. Bad Spriggan. Ugh. Okay, now what are you doing? Okay, let's get out of the way. Maybe I can get this?
It looks good.
Yep. We got it. Very nice. That was not too bad of a Spriggan fight, to be honest. It can be so much worse.
Yeah, it was like 3 teleports. This is a good fight.
Yeah. So, Escat is very unhappy with essentially what's happened to Matilda, and Matilda is trying to explain her rationale for why she's made the decisions that she's made. I'm not gonna go into those just yet, but because she and Escat have known each other a very long time, so Escat is very unhappy, and she's sad that Escat is angry with her as well. So Escat is like, I'm gonna go take care of Erwin, and we're gonna take care of this problem once and for all. but we're gonna make a trip back in to find out that Diana is now going to research what's going on with Erwin and the fairies. So we're gonna go back to the sanctuary. We go back here a lot to talk to Matilda. But yeah, so that's essentially what we're doing is fulfilling Matilda's request to go after Deanna, but we're gonna take a small side trip first. And we're gonna run into Nick one more time, but this quest is a lot easier than the last one.
Yeah, you kick off and search for fairies, and then you just have to finish up the business.
Yeah, there's a lot of Nicolo's Business Unusual events in this game. I forget how many. But essentially, he wants us to go into the waterfall with him and gather green balls. And that's it. We're just gonna go with him and do that. And he'll give us some money in return. Which we will actually pay back to him later. So Nick is gonna go all over the screen hunting his green balls. We're gonna do a little leaving the screen and coming back speedrun tech things. And then we're gonna wait for the clock to trigger and a fairy to appear over the log in the center. Pidge, this is actually a good time if you have any donations or anything you would like to tell us about.
For sure. So we had a $5 donation from Margie, back with the Penguin Pirates that said, so you could really say they're the Penguin Pirates. Happy face. And, if for anybody in chat that's thinking about donating, all of our incoming donations, bits, and sub money is all going to benefit Take This. Take This seeks to decrease stigma and increase support for mental health among game makers and players. Take This runs a Discord server for online events called AFK Online, and volunteers will offer resources and support, while moderators will maintain a calm, relaxing space. You can visit takethis.org for more information and a link to the server.
Thank you. So essentially, this is where we need to go to figure out where Deanna has gone. So we're going back through Lake Kilma one more time, but unfortunately, there are no penguin pirates. And yes, I apologize for Pidge's volume, but I cannot turn her up anymore. I tried, I promise. Stop being a jerk, Shrieker. Yep, it's appreciated, chat. So we're pretty much gonna go take the same route as before, up to the cliff top, to talk to the turtle sage dude. I always think, I always just want to call him Myrtle the Turtle from Dr. Seuss. I don't know why. Spiny Caps, please stop. I love you, Spiny Caps.
Your favorite, more Spiny Caps?
I'm telling you, Spiny Caps always have it out for me. But chat, if you know Yertle the Turtle, you would make me really, really happy.
I don't even know Yertle the Turtle, so now I'm sad.
You're not that much younger than me.
I'm gonna have to, I know, I'm gonna have to catch up on my Dr. Seuss.
Oh, I took the up route here. I shouldn't have done that. I'll go back. I mean, to be fair, it's a pretty old Dr. Seuss book.
I'll go look it up right now.
Yes, chat knows. Thank you, chat. I love you.
It's a good thing you know how to spell Yertle, so I knew what to look up. Oh, yeah, it definitely looks like Yertle the Turtle.
It does, right?
turtles live a long time too, right? I mean,
Oh heck yeah, especially especially like the Galapagos kind of turtles. Yeah, those things live like over 100 years, I think. But technically, this turtle sage is one of the 7 wisdoms, so I don't know if he can actually die. I don't know how that wisdom stuff actually works. So we are almost to the cliff top where we're gonna encounter the turtle one more time. Music in this game is so good.
yeah, I'm whistling it for days after I see it run every time. And I love the clouds in the background. Like, if you're ever up in the Catskill region of New York and or the Finger Lakes region, it's just like this. Just like this. Especially when the fog lifts off the lakes. Oh.
I agree with that. That's actually very true. So basically, the turtle sage asks us if we know what the difference is between us and the fairies, and it's essentially the worlds that we live in, because obviously the fairies kind of have their own world unto themselves. So the turtles just kind of, do we become fairies if we go there? We finally come across Diana, though, who tells us exactly what Matilda told us, which is that she's going to look for Erwin so she can speak to him, and then goes off on her merry way, literally skipping across the screen. I know it's the way that she walks, but it really does look like she's merrily skipping out the screen. Come here, Chobin Hood. So here is where you get to meet Erwin for the first time. He's a little demonic, but he is technically of this mindset that he is going to bring doom to the humans' world, so that the fairies can kind of live their own lives, and then there's no more humans to disrupt the fairies. But apparently there was this thing going on between Erwin and Matilda about a decade ago. All these seedy love trysts. Hey.
Ooh. Gray Ox.
Don't do that.
Business.
That was not cool, Ox. So chat, I want you to know that we are coming up to the most beautiful boss in the game. IMO. So as these fairies are headed back to their homeworld, Deanna slips in. It doesn't really look very sneaky to me, but whatever. And we're gonna come across the most beautiful rainbow doggo. I'm very sad that we have to defeat it, but it is super pretty. Oh, it's gonna start off with an ST. Great, thanks. Oh, you jerk. You big jerk doggo.
No, yeah, the hound is awesome looking. Just the whole scene, the way it opens up with the moon.
What the heck is this? This is like ST guest after ST guest after ST guest. I do not like...
Yeah, we're just gonna ignore all those STs. Just admire the artwork.
Yeah, great. Doggo, please. Doggo. Doggo, no.
It matches the RPG Valkyrie logo and everything.
I may die here.
Yeah, you might actually have to do the fight here.
I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, because as we said, you just kind of we just kind of start the battle over again, but wow, Doggo is being an absolute jerk.
You called it
Heck.
the most beautiful...
Most
awesome.
Beautiful jerk rainbow Doggo. Oh, it's casting another one. Okay, great, thanks. Great.
We get to see more.
You get to see more Rainbow Doggo, chat. This is not the first time I have died to Rainbow Doggo, so at least this never happened before.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate series of STs. Very hard to dodge. There's really not much room. This is your solo. You only get, you know, the health you have, and that's it. There's no other offset character to offset death.
Well, chat, enjoy Rainbow Doggo. At least I can give you that much. And it's starting off with STs again. Why are you doing this to me, Doggo? I thought you loved me.
We had to hit some bad luck somewhere.
I guess so.
Such good luck the rest of the other fights. Yeah, that's a good time. Side swiping.
Yeah, I missed him, but at least...
FD.
Yeah, at least I had the frames for it. He's gonna do it again, and I can't ST this time. Wow. Okay. Doggo? Doggo, I love you. Please stop. Doggo, please. Doggo won't stop casting STs. I don't know what to do.
Very angry hound.
Apparently, he's very, very angry today. I don't know what I did.
Yeah, I mean, there's very small openings for attacks, so it's just the way the fight goes sometimes.
Alright, I should get him this time. There we go.
Nice.
That was, wow, that was a fight. I agree, Yami, not enough crab sacrifices. So we go back to Matilda and we tell her that we saw Deanna heading to the fairy world. And Matilda's like, I understand, thank you for telling me. And then we get this interesting scene with Selva, who essentially comes here to tell Matilda that, hey, I haven't seen you in a while, you look old, I'm going to make you one of the wisdoms, congratulations. And they talk about some of the key players in the game, which obviously you get Escat and Deanna, which you already know. And if you play Dragon Percent, you get, Lark and Sierra mentioned, and you get Elazul and Pearl mentioned from the Jumi Percent. But basically, that's what he's doing, flying back and forth. So, Pidge, if you want to take it away and tell us about some stuff, this will be a few minutes here.
All right. I just want to say that every single dollar that goes into our donations is eligible to enter you into some fabulous prize draws. So we're excited to let you know that we have some fantastic Take This loot in our prizes this year, which normally you can only get from donating directly to a Take This Hope booth during a convention. So everything that we have from Take This is a pretty rare find. We have some things like one of Take This's Penny Arcade Castle pins, which is a limited edition castle pin that was designed by Nick Trujillo, and you can pin your own Fortress of Hope on anywhere with this castle pin and be reminded that you're never alone. We also have other prizes that have been donated from members of our community, such as some amazing perler creations by Kinda Nerdy Housewife, who also is doing a perler showcase during the marathon this week. She's created perler prizes for every day of the marathon that we'll be giving away to several lucky donors, so check out her work on our prize page by typing !prizes in chat. And all of the money that's being raised during Speedrun Ragnarok is going towards Take This. Take This's motto is HERE, which stands for Hope is Healing, each person is unique, respect your journey, and every accomplishment is a victory. If you'd like more information, please visit takethis.org.
Thank you, Pidge. And we also got some game donations recently, so I know we got a collection of mana in there. I think we have The World Ends With You as well, if I'm not mistaken, Scala. But yeah, lots of very, very cool prizes. I think there's a Kingdom Hearts 3 as well, if I saw correctly earlier. But yeah, so some very, very generous community donations. So here are the mines. We're looking for watts. So this is a sort of a side trek a little bit. This is another one of those situations like the Ducate hunting where we need to do this to unlock what we actually need from the mines. But that's okay, because at the end of this quest, we will get to hear Pokiel's story about the Great Watts. And it is one of the best stories ever. Those little fleas are absolutely jerks. There's a dud bear, but we're not going to talk to that one. Dud bears will be coming soon, chat. I promise. Before the end of the run, there will be dud bears. As long as we get no gack, we're good. No gack. Wow, that was a swing and a miss.
Yeah, I still can't speak fluent Dead Bear either. I just go with what it tells me to choose.
Exactly. we just know Gak is bad.
Gak is bad.
When we do get to the end of the mines and find Watts, we are gonna fight probably the most annoying Tropicola fight in existence.
Oh, I don't play enough mana games, but Watts is everywhere, huh?
Apparently. But there is Watts. He tells us to go away. We ignore him, and then Tropicola wakes up. He's gonna start off with a spell too. Thanks, you're a jerk. So I'm gonna move away from that one. That one is interesting. It will self-destruct after it casts that little wind spell right there.
I love how you're just like delicately stepping away from it. Just don't leave that one there, no problem.
I mean, if they're separate, it's fine, but yeah. That ST does it does a lot of damage. That flower bit me. Why does everything want to bite my head in this game? But essentially, this fight is defeating the flower heads until Tropicola is dead. Yeah, you can stay there. I'm gonna knock this one down. Nope, too close.
Kind of a nightmare having this thing droning on the ceiling, though.
Yeah, it's a little scary. I definitely wouldn't want to walk into anywhere, let alone a cave, and be like, oh yeah, hey, giant flower monster. Is my head made of cake? Not the last time I checked, but the game is making me a little bit curious, because maybe there's something I'm not realizing.
The tomato ate your face and then spit out chocolate, so.
Oh, that's true. So we get to go back to Watts' workshop, and Pokiel is like, I'm going to tell you the great story of Watts. Because Pokiel is kind of a storyteller. He's like, I'm going to tell you about his bravery. Oh, Watts, a small body under a great helmet. He strikes with his hammer and his great helmet. Watts with his great helmet. Watts, our Watts. You haven't really done that much. The end.
Got the moon's mirror.
He's got a great helmet, though. So we cleared that away because essentially we actually need to speak to Pokiel to kind of start a quest, but one that we're never going to finish. So he's gonna kind of show us the beginning of what happened with Escad and Matilda. Technically, you can go through the entire thing and actually see what happened, but all you really need to see is this initial little cutscene with Escad to find out that he's very pissed off at Erwin. He's a demon and he's interfering with Matilda, and he wants to do something about it before it's too late for Matilda. And that is enough in order to kickstart the next event, in which we're gonna go back to Matilda. And by this point, Deanna has made her way back from the fairy world as well, and is gonna go talk to Matilda. So back to the sanctuary we go. We're not done with it yet. Exactly. Watts' helmet for MVP. It is the best helmet. By the way, one of the nice things about this run is going from screen to screen. You can actually buffer your movements if you know which direction you're supposed to be going in. I don't always, but sometimes I do.
No, you do a great job of that. That's for sure. It makes up significant time of the courses.
Yeah. So, Deanna essentially wants to take Matilda back to the land of the fairies with her so that she can stop aging and not die. She also wants him to go talk to Erwin, and of course Escad jumps in and he's like, no, you can't possibly take her, how dare you, you're terrible. Escad is super jelly. He has a big thing about wanting Matilda to accept her responsibility for what she is as this head nun, as the abbess, but it's also some jealousness as well between her and Erwin and him. It's like a little bit of a love triangle, but she doesn't really like Escad. All of her feelings are definitely for Erwin. I also really like how it looks like Erwin is trying to sneak across the top of the screen while Matilda's laying down. So you get this little conversation where Erwin's like, oh, you haven't changed at all. And she's like, don't be stupid. I look like an old lady in 10 years. And Erwin's like, well, you should come to the land of the fairies with me because then you'll stop aging. You know, your life should be your choice, basically, instead of being stuck as the abbess and having no choice. So the fairies are like, you're not going to interfere. They send us in here, and we have to make our way over to where Erwin and Matilda are. So this is going to take a couple of minutes, so Pidge, take it away.
Thank you. Well, we don't have any new donations to read right now, but if anybody watching the stream would like to change that, we have some great incentives coming up. We have the Typing of the Dead upgrade to cutscene percent for another run that's happening later tonight, which is, of course, the Typing of the Dead. It's currently sitting at $250 out of $300, so it's really close to getting met, and if you haven't seen the cutscenes in Typing of the Dead, you're in for a real treat if that donation incentive gets met. So please get your donations in if you want to donate. That is the next unmet incentive that we have coming up, and you don't want to miss that one. We also have several bid wars open as well. Type !donate in the chat and you can see what you can donate towards, because of course all of the donations and bits and subs that we are receiving during Speedrun Ragnarok are all directly going to benefit Take This. And you've heard all about Take This during this marathon, and they're absolutely wonderful. Be sure to visit takethis.org to check out their initiatives and all the wonderful things they're doing, even during a time when we cannot really have a presence at in-person conventions. Take This is still working round the clock to bring amazing and wonderful things to you.
timing. So we have Escad and Deanna facing off. We're going to side with Escad just for the sake of time, and not for any other reason, because siding with Escad is actually quite terrible. I need to move a little bit.
Yeah, going for counters.
Yeah. Deanna is very like Sierra in this. You kind of just want to counter her, although Escad seems to be keeping her pretty busy, so...
Yeah, that actually went well for combo there.
But yeah, so essentially it's faster to side with Escad over Deanna. If you side with Deanna, there is a lot more conversation, basically. But unfortunately, you get one of the worst lines, which is here, where Escad says, "It'll be a miracle if Deanna is still alive." And of course, Matilda is not very happy about that, but she's like, "Look, Escad, as long as you're living your life and you're free, then I'm happy." Because her whole shtick is about wanting the freedom and wanting other people to have the freedom that she can't necessarily have. So we're gonna make one last trip back into the Gato Grottos, back to see Matilda one more time. And we're going to kind of find out about Erwin's plan. So Erwin's plan is actually to summon this humongous snake from ages ago, called, I believe it's Lucian. And the snake was a gigantic beast that died because it swallowed a volcano, if I remember correctly. It's very weird. You'll see the text. Because it does move slow and I cannot bypass it. But yeah, the Worm of Light, Leucemia, there we go, descended to Earth and swallowed 7 cities. It burned itself to death swallowing a volcano. So there you go. But apparently it still exists. It's just kind of an empty shell at this point, and Erwin wants to revive it to bring chaos to the world and get rid of the humans. And Escad, of course, is saying that I'm gonna go take care of this. Don't worry about anything, Matilda. And Matilda kind of begs him to stay, talk a little bit more. This might be the last chance they have to actually talk with each other, but, well, you see, he left. He's like, I have none of this. Escad is a paladin through and through, so there is a lot of demon hate there, aside from the jealousy parts. We are going to be doing some sidetracking before we finish up the fairy stuff, though.
Yeah, you'll get to place that artifact now. I get to visit one of my favorite places.
Do I? Do I really? I hope you're not referring to the junkyard, because I find the junkyard so creepy.
Junkyard's a very memorable place, though. It's a little confusing, but it's I like it.
It's so creepy, though. It's the doll thing. It creeps me the heck out.
Leucemia is really cool, though, too. That's...
Oh yeah, Leucemia has become my favorite end storyline dungeon so far, especially because of the music.
I love this little animation. It's so cute. Old doll.
I do like the little boop doll at the end. That is a good one. But the whole idea of moving dolls and oh, it's so creepy. It's so creepy. Almost as cute as Calbrina? No. No, Wells, no. No,
Look at that
no.
pumpkin on the lower left. It's so cute.
No. It's creepy.
Perfect for Halloween.
Well, okay, I will give you that. But it's not cute. This is another one of those stages where if you mess up and you get lost, there is only a few ways to kind of save yourself.
Look at a little peace hand coming out of the pumpkin too, just reaching out. Like, peace.
No, it's creepy. Yeah, dolls creep me out. I don't keep them in my house. Plushes are fine. Dolls, nope. Nope, big nope.
So, yeah, the one with the real eyes and all that.
Oh my god, it's so creepy!
But these don't have the real eyes. These are just cute little dots. Okay, except for that little like Jack-in-the-Box guy coming out. But other than that, it's totally fine. Here you can probably get off a good ST right away, which is nice.
Yeah, sometimes I get unlucky and one of them doesn't hit, but we got them all that time.
That was
so
clean.
Is good. So now we're gonna place a whole bunch of artifacts, and then you're gonna get your dub bears, chat. You're gonna get your dub bears.
I still don't think that was that creepy.
It's not bad in the grand scheme of doll creatures in video games, movies, but no, the idea of it is very creepy to me.
Yeah, so each artifact here is going to start increasing the mana tree. Up to the final set.
Yeah, because like I said, there have to be 18 artifacts on the field. So one of the main reasons we actually do the Dud Bears quest is to get that last 18th, well, I mean technically the mana tree, but that last artifact. No, you are not allowed to send me or BGG any Chucky dolls. That is a huge no. I'm on to you, Wells. I'm on to you.
Like one of the off-brand Chucky dolls?
No.
It's probably even worse.
No. Oh god, it probably is much worse.
It's like the painting on the face is half off.
Oh god, no, Sin, stop. So creepy.
Okay, let's go Dead Bears.
Yes. So, we're going to meet the lamp maker Monique, and the jerk centaur Gilbert. Because Gilbert is a humongous jerk, make no mistake about it. He's like, oh, I'm in love with you, Monique, and you should run off with me and we'll talk about sweet nothings and blah blah blah. She's like, well, I kind of need to sell my lamps. So he offers to sell them for us, except when we go out and talk to him, he's like, oh, you should sell half of these.
Yeah, at this point you really still don't have enough lucre, and it's just quicker to talk to some dud bears to get them sold.
Well, I do actually, but then I don't have enough for my sword because we do have to buy a sword here.
Right.
So this puzzle piece looking bartender teaches us the dud bear language, but we're just basically going by, yes, I know what buttons to press.
Dud.
So while I talk to dud bears, Pidge, you got anything for us?
Yes, I do. We have a 45 donation from Dr. Goldfire that says the typing of the dead cutscenes are not optional. And Dr. Goldfire is absolutely right, because with that we have met the incentive.
Oh, heck yeah.
Y'all are in for some fun with that run later on. Thank you so much for the donation. Thank you everyone for all your generosity this week. Let's meet that donation goal.
Heckin' dud bear is in my way.
Awesome. Oh, and bought the sword. Two-handed sword.
Alright, so we sold all 3 of the lamps. I actually bought an extra sword just to reduce Gilbert's dialogue a little bit. Because technically we used some of the money from the dud bears. But it's okay, because it cuts down on his dialogue, and the less we have to hear Gilbert talk, the better it is. See, now it's actually well-timed, Wells. Now it's actually well-timed. So Gilbert's like, come on outside and we'll talk about our love.
Was Monique actually singing while she's talking? Is that how it's working?
I wonder about that, yeah, because it sounds like she is, and it looks like she kind of is.
Very talented.
But essentially Gilbert wants to run off with her and have all these fantastic journeys, and Monique is very happy just being here and making her lamps, and Gilbert's like, oh, you're kind of disappointing me, you're depressing me, and she's like, how dare you talk bad about my dreams? Well, and then Gilbert's like, well, I guess we're done here. And Monique is like, yeah, I'll try to recover from the shock. So we're gonna go talk to her one more time.
Dreams.
I know, it's crazy, and it has one of my my favorite lines is, he wants much bigger lamps than the ones I have, but size shouldn't matter. Thank you for the raid, Fuzzy Games. Welcome in, everybody. And you get the Dud Bear rap here. As the Dud Bears essentially are expressing their appreciation to Monique because they really, really like her lamps. So she's not going anywhere. So we're gonna put down the trembling spoon, and then we're gonna head into the giant's neck.
I thought we were gonna have a bowl of cereal spoon, but that's okay.
Cereal actually sounds really good.
I know.
Too bad I don't have any. So, how do you get to a giant snake in the air? A giant bird. Because absolutely makes sense. Totally. But this is Leucemia. Leucemia is the last dungeon for the fairy storyline. It's not the last dungeon for the run, but it is the last part of the fairy storyline. And enjoy the music, because it is awesome. So this is basically just going to be me going in and out of a giant's neck for a few minutes, so pitch.
We don't have any new donations to read just yet, but I want to welcome everybody from the raid. Thank you very much, Fuzzy, for the raid. So for those of you who are new to the stream, this is Speedrun Ragnarok 2020, and this is a speedrun marathon that's going to be taking place right up until end of day Saturday. All of the money that we are raising through Speedrun Ragnarok is directly benefiting Take This, and Take This is a mental health nonprofit, and their main mission is to inform the gaming community about mental health issues, provide education on different disorders and prevention techniques, and reduce the overall stigma around mental illness. We are very, very grateful for Take This, and if you'd like to learn more information, please visit takethis.org. Every cent donated through our donation link, as well as subs and bits, are all going to directly benefit that charity.
Thank you. So yeah, you can see it's a lot of outside of this neck, inside of this neck. This neck is undead. And also, I had a snake as a kid. Well, my sister did, so I kind of did. Snake is definitely less creepy than dolls. A million times less creepy.
You have a weird, creepy scale.
I do. Hello? Stop dancing around and hit me! Thank you.
Although there are some really cute snakes, I have to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the only bad thing is sometimes snakes have that, not so nice odor about them. So Selva appears twice up here on the snake, and he's like, you know Erwin is just messing with you, right? Can you take it? Yeah, I'm already here, Selva, so go away. And he does this one more time later on as well. Just don't tell him you can't take it, because the bird will come and get you and remove you from the snake, and then you have to go back to the beginning of the dungeon. Totally have done that before. They smell better than your brother did. But yes, back into the body of the beast we go. So, a small interesting fact about this game, every one of the individual storylines, final dungeons, actually does have their own unique dungeon music and boss music as well, which is really kind of cool. So, when you do Draconis' castle, it has its own unique theme, so does the Draconis fight. And Leucemia and the Irwin fight, which is going to be coming up, is also going to have its own individual music. And the heckin' theme for Leucemia, this music is so good. I love it. I am stoked to be, to get to learning Jumi % at the end of November. I cannot wait. Because Black Pearl? Oh, Black Pearl is the best. I love Black Pearl. Yeah, Yoko Shimomura, top notch. Heckin' top notch. So we're gonna bypass that exit and go on to the next one. We're gonna leave the snake again, and Selva's gonna be like, oh, hey, Erwin's just messing with you. Can you take it? And I'll be like, yep, get out of my way. So, I guess I can give you a little bit more history between Erwin and Matilda as I know it. So, Erwin and Matilda, obviously, they fell in love with each other when they were younger, and in order to try to help Matilda and free her from the abyss life that she was destined for, Erwin kind of stole her magic a bit. Obviously, it didn't really help things any, and all it did was cause Matilda to age super duper fast. It did not remove her from the abyss position. This Jumi storyline hits you right in the core. Heck yeah, thank you for the pun. I love it. I love it, chat. Keep the puns coming. I'm always happy for puns. Alright, one more time into the belly of the beast. I also want to point out they even added a sound effect that you can, I don't know if you can hear it, but there is a small sound effect as you're running over the inside parts. It's like a just a totally unique soundtrack. Little sound effect, rather, for just this part. And I love it. It's great. Oh, that was a nice cockatrice set.
I'm just laughing because the tomato top with the bones is fantastic. I'm like trying to think now. It's like Tomato Man. Should there be bones under there?
We have a new Mana meme. Tomato bones. Only good things, Nessia Squid. Only good things. Alright, so one more screen to go to get to Irwin. Just have to get past these chimeras.
Yeah, Irwin's a pretty big fight.
Yeah, so we're gonna run into Escat, who has failed epically in his quest. Be a hero, Echo! I know you can do it! And he dies. And it's up to us to defeat Irwin. So Irwin is... Oh, Irwin's a butt. So Irwin's hitbox is a little bit wonky, kind of like Draconis is. He is also the master of the double ST cast. So we'll see. We will see what Irwin wants to do today.
Oh, he's hanging out in the middle. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's kind of lucky.
Bounced around.
All right, so that's one ST. So typically, as soon as he finishes casting one ST, he goes immediately into the other one. Yeah? No? No?
Oh, that's actually really good.
Oh, there he goes. Okay, I'm gonna go hide in my safety corner.
Yeah, you actually have a pretty good spot here.
So the upper left-hand corner and I believe the bottom right-hand corner, if I remember what was told to me, are about 90% safe, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, it still just goes down really quick with power cancels. Nice fight.
Yeah, that was not bad. And of course you get the spectacular death animation. So this is technically, like I said, this is the end of the fairy storyline. It's not the end of the game, but it is the end of the fairy storyline with Irwin defeated. And you'll get to actually see the post-fairy storyline stuff happening, if you so desire. It's a good few minutes of cutscene that we cannot skip.
Yeah, fortunately, it kind of goes itself.
Yeah, thankfully.
A little bit of a break.
Not like Dragon Percent, where you have to randomly mash 2 times.
Nice bird.
Bird is very pretty too, but luckily we don't have to fight it like the dog.
Yeah, we had enough rainbow fighting for today.
I think we had enough rainbow fights for like a week. But yeah, so we come back to the Gato Grottos to find that Matilda has passed away. And the fairies lamenting over Erwin's disappearance. A boneless whale, a Mato? Oh gosh, chat, what have you done? What have you done, chat? But yeah, most of this is essentially so now that Matilda is dead, Selva has kept his word and she has become one of the 7 wisdoms along with Oban here. And she comes down to the underworld to find Erwin. And essentially that's the scene you get treated to is the last moments between Matilda and Erwin here.
Hey, who the heck are you?
This is probably actually a good time. It's probably going to be the last time you can plug some stuff, Pidge, so if you want to do that.
Sure thing. So another way that you can also support Speedrun Ragnarok and take this is by buying some awesome merch that was launched yesterday. You can type !merch in chat to see all of what we have to offer. Lots of really cool stuff there. All sorts of t-shirt designs, jersey designs, even a face mask for sale if you want one with the Speedrun Ragnarok logo, which is really, really amazing. Thank you, Scala, for all your hard work on that. For those of you who are not familiar with all of us, the RPG Valkyries are an inclusive group of female and femme-leaning speedrunners who all love and run RPGs. And if you'd like to join our Discord, please use !Discord for the link in chat. The Discord is open to all people and all genders, and it's a cozy place for speedrunners of all kinds of games. And just a reminder that every single dollar that is donated towards Speedrun Ragnarok qualifies you to enter into a fabulous prize draw. There's no minimum donation amount required to be entered into the prize draw, so type !prizes to see what you can win, because the prizes are different every day.
Yeah, Take This was very generous with some of the stuff they donated, so the pins and the shields, like, it's awesome stuff. It is really awesome stuff. So Matilda, because she is a wisdom, because she's dead, has transformed herself into her younger self, basically. And this conversation with Erwin, it doesn't go well. Because Erwin essentially just wants to be reborn as a demon and not do good things. Or just be a demon of the underworld, but he just wants to be a demon at this point. Because he really does love Matilda, but he can't get her out of his head. And he just wants to forget about her and do what he wanted to do. Which is kind of what this conversation boils down to. And so he kind of leaves Matilda at that, saying that he just wants to forget about her. And it is very sad. So like I said, that is the end of the fairy storyline, but we still have 2 more events to go through, because the end of the game is technically the mana tree. So we still have to get that mana tree. Unfortunately not. Also, I went into Domina and not home. Oops.
Yeah. Take a trip back through Domina real quick.
Yeah, absolutely.
Finally returning home, though. Things are a little different.
Well, we do have to do a little bit of speedrun shenanigans where we go into the home base, leave it, and then come back. Yeah, this game doesn't really believe in happy endings, although Dragon Percent is kind of happy. It's weird, but it's kind of happy. But basically, upon coming into the home base, we find one of the Sproutlings has passed away, and Little Cactus is very confused. And the Sproutlings explain to Little Cactus that when Sproutlings die, they become part of the Mana Tree, and all plants, all Sproutlings, are part of the Mana Tree. And Little Cactus actually gets very excited by this, and technically runs away. But we're not terribly interested in where Little Cactus has gone. We're more interested in the Sproutling, because if you actually walk down, you would see that the Sproutling that collapsed is not there anymore. So going into the workshop, we find Nunuzak and the little sprite here, I forget what it's called, but Nunuzak has essentially kidnapped the Sproutling because the Mana Tree needs to stop being a thing so that we can have peace and blah blah blah. Nunuzak, go away. Pokiel, we don't need you either. Technically, if you say yes to Pokiel, you go inside and you get this long-winded conversation about how Nunuzak should let the Sproutling go because the Mana Tree is important. but like with 5 more minutes of dialogue. Oh, that was lucky. So we've gone into Nunuzak to extract this Sproutling ourselves. Because it needs to go to the Mana Tree, heck. I do kind of like how this world is, like, sepia-toned. Because it's not an actual real world. You literally are inside the weird stained glass creature.
Right, yeah. It's really neat. It's like a memory, almost.
Yeah. Spiny caps. Those are the last Spidey caps. They're done. Did we wind up picking up any baobab wood? I don't think we did. But I don't pay attention to all the drops, so. So we retrieve the Sproutling, we get the Mana Sword. And we're gonna head into the last dungeon of this game.
I love the tree. The tree is... The music is so good there.
Oh yeah, and the background for the tree is absolutely gorgeous. Another thing about the artifact placement, where you place things in relation to the home base does matter. The further things are away from the home base as dungeons, the more difficult the monsters are and the more experience you get. And at least for the 2 runs that I've seen so far, the Mana Tree is placed pretty close to home base. In fact, here, it's literally right next to it. I don't think that actually affects the Mana Goddess, but the monsters within the tree in this run are a little bit easier to kill. It also, if you place the town far away from the home base, the town will also have better equipment. So by placing Lumina way down on the bottom of the map, like we did here, we were able to actually have the shops have the gold sword, which is a much better weapon. I think the gold sword is actually more powerful than the brave blade. because it definitely does a lot more damage in this run, but that could be higher level as well. But yes, enjoy the beautiful tree and the heckin' awesome music as I wend my way through the branches.
Get a little extra squish sound here too inside the tree.
Mm-hmm. And it's only on the inside where you're stepping on the petals, which is very cool. You know, nice little touches like that. We're gonna ignore that Marlborough down there. And then we're gonna fight some Dargans. You gonna hit me? Thank you. Sometimes it's a pain in the butt to get the monsters to actually do what you want them to do. By the way, I love that chat's talking about quintet games.
Yeah, probably two of the biggest quintet game fans right here.
Especially with Sin running a million ActRaiser runs.
Yeah, ActRaiser, Soul Blazer are my two favorites. But then I fell in love with Terranigma too.
It is a good game. Up the mana tree, we continue. And also, to answer that question in chat, yes, the Blazer does lose all memory at the end of the game. And also, here is your black chocobo.
Yeah, I one chocobo.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, you can raise chocobos in this game, but... Here was the black chocobo? Yes, that's also true. So we're only about 4 or 5 fights from the Mana Goddess. The Mana Goddess can be kind of a pain in the butt. I think personally she's easier to fight without Guri in the way. I've gotten so used to this route that Guri is actually detrimental to me at this point. But
yeah.
Essentially, you just kind of want to keep counter-striking her, so what you've been seeing me doing where, you know, like here, I'm just holding up my sword waiting for the enemy to strike, because she is really fast and she does lots of damage. You also want to try to kill her before the moon eclipses on in the image, because then she unleashes a very OP attack. And if you can get an ST cancel in as well, all the more power to you. My timing is not so good on that yet.
Yeah, I mean, after all the story, the fight really just comes out of the blue at this point. So it comes up pretty quick. It's been quite the journey. You did a great job through the whole run.
Yeah, I had a little bit of bad luck, but it has not been bad overall. Outside of the doggo fight, it really hasn't been bad. Alright, this will be the last regular battle coming up, where the Tomato Man will likely eat my face again.
One more Tomato Man.
Aha! I got you, Tomato Man. You did not eat my face.
Full bones.
Still dropped chocolate, though. What do you make of that, chat? Didn't eat my head, and it still dropped chocolate. Cute Tomato Man, yeah.
Alright, let's go. Hopefully you get a good, quick lineup here. This fight can go really fast if you get a good lineup with the Mana Goddess, but see how it goes.
Yep.
Good luck.
Thank you.
That looks good. Two straight hits right off the bat. 3.
Oh, she's gonna ST.
Yeah, those are the perfect counter strikes, perfect lineup. I have to do this dance.
Trying to line up with her as best I can, but it's a little difficult sometimes. I'm not lined up with her properly.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like you're lined up. It's so close.
Yeah, it's rough to line up with her Shadow sometimes.
We just get the light show. You know, we just want to see the little ST light show. There you go. GG.
Not bad. Only about 3 minutes, 4 minutes? About 4 minutes over PB.
Really nice fight.
Yeah, that was pretty good in the grand scheme of Mana Goddess fights. But like I said, at this point, I like doing it alone more than I like having Guri around because Guri just distracts the goddess.
Yeah, you just see Guri getting knocked around by the ST.
Oh man.
Chat's been amazing through this too.
Yeah, thank you so much for all the puns and tomato
So much
bone talk, I guess. And thank you for the GG's, chat. But yeah, this was a heck of a lot of fun. And you know what? We still have Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday ahead of us in this super duper awesome marathon. So, like, holy shnikes, keep up the good work because y'all are blowing us away with the donations. And thanks to all of the restreamers and the runners and all of the help and hosts and everybody so far. Thank you all so heckin' much, and it's only Tuesday. Oh my gosh. But definitely don't go anywhere, chat, because coming up next is going to be Vaughn with Gargoyles Quest 2 and that super adorable puppy cam incentive that y'all met. So definitely don't go anywhere.